Want a lucrative internship in the energy industry but don't know how to stand out? Well, if that is the case, this is the video for you. I'm Mike from Bootcamp, and today we are breaking down a real life internship posting for a role as a protection and control engineering, or PNC. Here, I'll show you exactly how to decode the job description and tailor your application to beat the competition. So now, let's get your career started. Now this position, as probably you've known if you looked at my other videos of this series, is that you can see here is actually an actual job posting, but rewritten using AI to remove company information. Although probably if you search it on Google, you could probably actually find the actual job in Google. But nevertheless, let's go over it right now. So the opportunity is, in this case, is a protection and control PNC engineering specialist intern role, and this role is designed for individuals seeking hands-on experience in the field of electrical engineering. This internship provides an opportunity to learn about the installation, testing, troubleshooting, and maintenance of protection and control equipment, as well as supervisory control and data acquisition systems, or also known as SCADA. Now, interns in this case will work closely with experienced PNC engineering specialists to ensure the reliable operation of electrical systems and contribute to minimizing outages and system disturbances. Responsibilities for this role include things like install protection and control facilities, modify designs as needed, test and calibrate protection and SCADA equipment, and provide direction for technical aspects of substation construction projects. Then you will also assist in developing testing plans and test and maintain protective relaying equipment, relay schemes, associated communication equipment, and SCADA systems. You may also monitor and analyze the performance of the protection and control systems, analyze digital fault recorder information, investigate questionable operations, as well as troubleshoot and repair the protection and control system. You will also develop written procedures for use by PNC engineering specialists and craft personnel to ensure safe construction and maintenance activities. You also then provide technical direction to the transmission work center in areas such as system operations, breaker and regulator control systems, and fault analysis. And last but not least, you sometimes may perform emergency protection system modifications and high voltage switching to restore electrical services. So now, what are the requirements for this job? Well, you should have proficiency in electronic theory, as well as some computer hardware and software skills. You should have also demonstrated some sort of leadership abilities with a strong commitment to discipline and attention to detail. As with all other jobs, you should demonstrate strong communication skills, including technical writing and oral communication, and have the ability to complete tasks and meet deadlines with minimal supervision. And lastly, you should have flexibility, organizational skills, and multitasking abilities to handle diverse types of work. So what are some of the strategic preparation for this role? Well, first, you need to make sure you really understand the core subjects, which is your foundation for applying this job. So there are two main core knowledge that you should understand and demonstrate when you're applying this job. And the first one is power system. And this is your most important knowledge right now, especially if you have classes for it. So make sure in this case you should focus on understanding how to find and calculate electrical faults like short circuits, as well as how protective relays work, as relays are the brains that detect a problem and tell a circuit breaker to trip. Now, you may or may not have learned protective relays already. And if you have not, I suggest you go on YouTube or go on just online and search for protective relays and just learn the basic principles of it. And the goal is to be able to say something during the interview or put something on the resume in which you could relate regarding to the concepts of protective relays. Now, the second part of the knowledge and foundation that is indeed needed for this project is, of course, SCADA and control systems. Now, this is part of the control part of the job. And it's basically the computer system that monitors and controls the power grid from afar. Now, in this case, I would emphasize on your control system course as well as some your digital signaling courses. You may or may not have specific SCADA classes in your schools because not many university does, and that is okay. In this case, again, similarly to power systems, from what I said about protective relays, check out YouTube and check out some of the online articles about SCADA systems. And the goal, again, is to relate on what you're learning on this and be sure to reflect on your resume or cover letter or even during interviews how you're passionate in learning more about this and how you already know more about this by looking at it at your free time, for example, and how, for example, some of your other skill sets can help with you in developing your expertise in SCADA, like computer systems or control systems, etc. Now, as I mentioned before, the second point is you need to boost your skills with self-study. So now, not only you need to watch YouTube videos or take a free online course about power system protection or SCADA systems, another thing that I wanted to say is you should also look up and try to understand important industry terms. Especially another term that I want to say is IEC 61850. So if you're interested in learning more about this, I actually have a course online in Udemy for this. So if you're interested, be sure to check it out. But in this case, if you're applying a job at this point in time, you don't really need to know in-depth knowledge in IEC 61850. So if you don't want to spend the money or the time for learning it in an actual course, just do a Cole's Notes looking at some YouTube videos or online articles. Or even the Wikipedia would help. Because just learning some modern standard that's being used in substation and just throwing this name out to your interviewers, they will sure be impressed because not many students actually do in their internship interviews. And lastly, I would say play around with the software. So if your school actually has ETAP, for example, or SKM, be sure to take advantage of it and play around with it and just do something with it, right? And also, one other application that most university and college has is MATLAB. So if that's the case, just be familiar with MATLAB and Simulink. Even though that not many utility companies use it, it's still somewhat relevant in the industry as well. And lastly, look at fun and easy projects to try at home. So for example, you can put it as a passion project, like build a mini SCADA system. Now, a mini SCADA system might sound complex, but it can be actually very simple to develop. So for example, you could use a Raspberry Pi or Arduino to read a temperature sensor and display the value on a dashboard on your laptop. And just by doing this, you actually can relate this to an actual SCADA system where in SCADA is generally just sensing data, communicating it, and displaying it into an HMI interface. So this is very, very helpful. Now, another thing is to get into PLCs or programmable logic controllers. Now, PLCs are industrial computers that control machinery, and you can find free simulation software online from companies like Allen Bradley or even Siemens to learn the basics of ladder logic, which is a common way to program them. So in this case, try programming a virtual traffic light or even start-stop button for a motor, just to develop your sense of passion and to display this passion to your soon-to-be employers. And lastly, I would go off into looking at relay data sheets online. So, for example, find a technical manual or data sheet for real protective relay from people like from companies like ABB or Schweitzer, and try to understand how it is set up and what its different functions are. And this is exactly the kind of thing you actually do on the job. So, if you display your initiative into doing that before the interview or just stating it in your resume, it would definitely up your possibility of getting this role. Now, the last thing I wanted to say is you need to show off your soft skills the right way, because employers often want someone who is responsible and a good communicator, not just a technical wizard. So, for example, you should prove you can explain things. So, when you write up a school project on your resume, make sure it's clear and easy to understand, which it shows your technical writing skills. And next, you should show that you're a self-starter. So, your personal projects are the best proof that you can learn and get things done on your own. So, as I said, get started on fun and easy projects that I mentioned before, and make sure to state it in your resume. And lastly, be ready with stories. So think of a time you worked in a team, fixed a tricky problem, or had to pay extreme attention to detail, like in a school lab, and have these stories ready for the interview. And that's it. And good luck on your endeavor on your next internship position. Now, if you want more job search resources for the power utility sector, please visit my EE Bootcamp Power Utility Job Board, or putilityboard.github.io. This is a comprehensive platform for launching and advancing your career in the power utility industry. And here you could discover opportunities, build skills, and connect with leading companies worldwide. So here are the tools that I have within this website. First, you have an access to a company directory. And this company directory consists of utility and EPC companies across multiple countries. So you can actually go to this website and find out who is actually hiring. And these links that I provide in this company directory goes directly to the career page. So you don't need to spend or waste time to navigate yourself into those career pages. Another tool that I have is called the Role Explorer. In here, you can actually browse detailed job profiles with comprehensive information about required skills, typical responsibilities, and average salary ranges for each position that are related to the utility industry. So if you're looking for a career in the utility industry and you don't know which role is good for you, then check out this tool. And of course, I also have a selection of questions in my interview question bank. This contains a collection of behavioral as well as technical interview questions that are specifically tailored for the utility sector. And you could also search and filter by category as well. And lastly, I have something called the Skills Mapper, which allows you to input your skills and discover which utility industry roles are your best fit. And you can visualize career paths and identify skill gaps to focus your development in this particular role. So, if you're interested in finding out what is right for you in the utility world, or if you're looking for the next best thing in the power utility industry, check out my Power Utility Job Board, which I repeat is putilityboard.github.io.